Skinny Hardaway Southern T back with another EP. And y'all do your boy a favor, y'all smash that like button for your boy when you roll on in. Whether you're here for a good time, whether you're here for a good time or a long time, do your boy a favor. Could you hit that thumbs up for your boy? If this your first time, if you could, not make it your last time, hit that subscription button as well when you roll on in. Today we here with a bit of informational tea. Y'all know Southern T like to, drop these numbers, like to report these numbers. Now I did get word, back on these numbers a little earlier in the week, right? Uh, I'm not gonna say I didn't believe the numbers right, but I wanted to make sure before I came out, I put something on wax, right? So this morning, I'm confident enough in everything that I've been hearing, right? Everything that I've been hearing, seeing, and the people that I talk to, right? I'm confident enough to come out here and drop these numbers, right? That's been reported to me, and I think that we could take this to the bank. You know what I mean? I had been saying for a minute, right, that pay-per-views aren't quite the same right now as they were back then. What's good, Shay Girl? Appreciate you sliding through this thing, Shay Girl. Glad you can make it, Queen. Glad you can make it. If y'all could hit that thumbs up for your boy. I have been saying for a minute, right, that pay-per-views are viewed in a little different light now. Seeing with all the parade and all the streams and all that stuff that's going on right now. So you got to kind of gauge. You got to kind of gauge, the pay-per-view scene a little different, right? But you will have some people. You will have some people, that'll tell you that Canelo Alverez sells a million pay-per-views, or they'll lead you on, or they'll lead you on to believe, right, that he sells a million pay-per-views. He sells 800,000 pay-per-views every time he go out, right? When realistically, when real, when realistically, he hasn't sold that in a while, right? He hadn't sold that in years. He has sold that before, but on the regular, that's not what Canelo Alvarez does. That's not what anybody does, right? In this time in life in boxing. Now you got some people who may peak it, right? Who may peak high, but on average, right? Nobody is doing those Floyd Mayweather type numbers that everybody seems to have fallen so in love with, right? What's good, Gerald? Appreciate you sliding through this thing, Gerald. Y'all could hit that thumbs up for your boy. I got 4 people in the building. I got 4 likes. Y'all help do your boy a favor. Let's keep the likes uh with the view, right? So it's been pretty quiet, right, with this Canelo Alvarez. It's been pretty quiet, right, with this Canelo Alvarez. With these Canelo Alvarez's numbers in the fallout from the actual Canelo Alvarez versus John Ryder fight, right? But we finally got some numbers being reported, right? We finally got something to work off of, and what's being reported, to us right now is that Canelo Alvarez did upwards of 200,000 pay-per-views, right? Upwards of 2,000, uh, no more than 205, right? 205,000 pay-per-views is what's being reported for the latest Canelo Alvarez pay-per-view, right? And if you look at Javante Tank Davis's last pay-per-view, right? What's good, Jazz? Appreciate you sliding through. If you look at Javante Tank Davis's last pay-per-view, it's been reported that he did somewhere near a million pay-per-views, right? If you look at it before that, right, it's reported that he did around 100,000 pay-per-views, right? If you look at Errol Spence's most recent pay-per-view, just about all the Errol Spence pay-per-views do about 250 to 300 in K, right? And when we tell people, if a guy does 250 to 300K, right, that's good for these times of that's good in these day and times, right? With how scarce the pay-per-views actually are and how much streaming and pirating is going on right now. So a guy to do 200,000 pay-per-views ain't bad, right? But when Earl Spence and Tank do 2,000 and 2,000 up, right, you have these wild Canelo fans telling you that, oh, they can't sell pay-per-views. Oh, they not stars. Oh, black don't sell, right? But if you really pay attention to the numbers and what's really been going on average, Canelo Alvarez only does about 300,000 to 400,000 pay per views on average. When you consider, yes, his biggest pay per view is 800,000, right? But when you consider on average, he does about 300,000. Just like Errol Spence, Tank Davis on average, he was doing about 150 from anywhere 150 to 200,000. Errol Spence was doing 250,000 to 300K. Canelo was doing 300K to 400K, right? But when you tell people, well, Errol Spence sold this much or Tank Davis sold this much, they tell you, oh, they don't sell pay per views. Canelo, Canelo the face of boxing, Canelo sell a million. Well, these last these last Canelo these last Canelo Alvarez pay per view numbers uh tell a different story, right? What this tells me is that either Canelo is not the same draw that he used to be, or that Canelo's stock is coming down. What that's telling me is that maybe people aren't checking for Canelo the way they used to be. Maybe people aren't checking for Canelo the way they used to be because his choice of opponent, which I think has a large part to play in the huge dip in the number of Canelo Alvarez. All right. But I ain't gonna hold y'all in this thing, too long talk out off because I do got another 70 uh EP that I want to do, right? But that face of boxing question, right? I think that face of boxing question has gotten a little more interesting, right? We got Canelo Alvarez, starting to come down a little bit. We got Erlen, we got Javante, and guys like that. You know what I mean? Starting to rise a little bit. I think it's getting, I think it's getting real interesting, right? The shape of boxing and the shape of pay per views and Canelo Alvarez and where he's at in his career right now. You know what I mean? But reported numbers on Canelo Alvarez pay per view is 205,000 pay per views. That's a bit decrease, right? That's a bit of a decrease from what Canelo Alvarez does on the average, right? And if you compare it to what his fans think he does, right? You compare it to what his fans believe he does. That's a huge dip. You know what I mean? And that's a huge dip in the star power of Canelo Alvarez, right? So I think I had made an EP a while back. Who is the face of boxing? I think that face of boxing question is more open and more interesting now. I think it's multiple faces of boxing, right? I told you I think it's five faces of boxing. All right, if we talking about active fighters, Canelo Alvarez, Errol Spence, Javante Tank Davis, Deontay Wilder, and Anthony Joshua. I don't think it's just a one person thing. I think Floyd was a big enough star. He did well enough to carry it by himself. I don't think any of these guys are big enough stars to carry it by themselves, as you see with this Canelo Alvarez 205,000 pay-per-views being sold, right? But I ain't gonna keep y'all in this thing too long. I'm glad y'all can make it, man. Skin Hardaway 17. This ain't the past, this ain't the future, but just the present. That's how we rock it. And I'm out. Look, y'all make sure y'all tune in to the next EP. We about to I got video on what Shakur Stevenson had to say to Javante Tank Davis. Y'all ain't gonna want to miss that. We gonna start that thing about 6:30, maybe 7, something like that, right? But Skin Hardaway 17. This ain't the past, this ain't the future, but just the present. That's how we rocking. And I'm out. Look.